we meet again at the Queen's Terminal. I've passed through this terminal so many times now. I should make a new Southern Cross out of this. Check-in took over an hour, and considering how quiet the airport is for a 6:30 a.m. flight that I've got, that's just like over an hour to check in my bag. Security wasn't too bad, didn't take too long. Not a long queue, as you can see, not many people there, but there seemed to be a lot of people at the baggage drop this morning. Oh my days. I've got just over an hour to my flight, I think. I came at 4 a.m. I got here at 4 a.m. 6:30 flight. It's 5 something now. It's 5:18. It's 5:18. I was at work yesterday. Well, technically today. Well, actually yesterday, yes. But I got home at midnight. That's the normal time I get home from work. Didn't sleep. Had to sort out some stuff on my phone because I got a new phone. It's the iPhone 16 Pro. Should be better than the iPhone 12 quality-wise in terms of the video. That's what I bought it for. I was setting up my phone, doing other things, transferring things to my laptop, making sure my laptop was ready to go for the holiday to edit my vlogs. And by the time I was done and showered and changed, it was 2:44 a.m. It was time to go. We left. Picked up Grandad as well on the way here, and we got here. Tonight I had about 6 hours sleep. So 6 hours sleep, went to work. I've not slept, and I'm going to be on the plane. 3 flights. So we're flying to Istanbul first, then Istanbul to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and then Malaysia to Perth. 3 flights. This is the cheapest way to go on this particular date, on Friday, April 4th. I think I have reached insanity. The definition of insanity, as we all know, it's when you have Wednesday off work and you're working on Thursday and you've got a flight in the early hours of Friday, and you do not decide to ask for a day swap to have Thursday off and work Wednesday. Instead of asking for that, you decide to go by your normal schedule. You have Wednesday off, you take that day off, you work on Thursday, and on no sleep you got to go straight to your flight at the airport. That, my friends, is the definition of insanity. And now I shall embark on this journey of all journeys. The second flight changed schedule last month. I had about 2-3 hours transit in between first, second, and second, third flight. It was nicely planned out. The second flight is now changed schedules. It's not even a delay, it's just a change of schedule. So now I got a bit of stress because I'm going to be in Istanbul airport in Turkey for about 6 hours. Instead of 2 or 3 hours, it's going to be 6 hours now. So I need the second plane to be on time. Otherwise I've got a big headache, because if it's not on time, there's only about 90 minutes transit in Malaysia. I've been to the airport. It's one terminal. I'm pretty sure it's 2 terminals, but I think I'm going to be at the same terminal for that. I should get there based on my previous experience, but it's an unnecessary headache. It's an unnecessary headache. I got 6 hours in Turkey and then just an hour and a half in Malaysia, so I need this second plane to be on time. The first and third plane, they can be delayed as far as I'm concerned. The second plane needs to be on time, or the third plane gets delayed. That fixes a lot of problems too. Either way, we should arrive on Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Perth time. So it is quite the journey we got ahead. I'm going to get some food and then we get on the flight. I haven't got window seat. I got window seat, I think, for the final flight to Perth. But this flight, I got a middle seat, so that's going to be annoying because I want to sleep. And if the guy in the window seat wants to go to the toilet, then I'm in trouble. The second one is an aisle seat. That's the longest flight as well. That is the longest flight of the 3. So it's going to go an aisle seat for that. And it's not an aisle on the side, it's an aisle in the middle. So that's even better, because when you're in the aisle in the middle, obviously the person next to you can go the other way to go to the toilet. They don't have to go past you. Hopefully the 2 people next to me are together, so then they can just bother each other, not bother me. So that's a better aisle seat than sitting on the side. There's 2 people next to you who have only one way in and out of their seat. So that's good. The third one, I'm pretty sure it says A on it, so it should be window, because I didn't pick the seat for that one. So yeah, not many plane videos, I guess. but there will be a takeoff and landing, I assume, for the last flight, if I am not asleep. So that's going to be fun. So here's the plan. We're going to be there for about a week and a half, almost, including the flights, is almost 2 weeks, very close to 2 weeks. Going to fly to Perth, going to watch an AFL game, a first game up the stadium, and then we fly to Adelaide, and we enjoy Adelaide. We've got a couple of day trips planned, all booked, tour guides, and a few museums, a couple of zoos to visit, and hopefully I can try and visit every Sandford stadium. No guarantees though, but Perth, Adelaide, gather around, AFL, and finally visiting South Australia. It should be a fun time. Got my Hulk's cap on. I'm very excited. I got a Frio cap in my suitcase because I bought one in 2022, if you guys remember. Also, with my holidays as well. This is my 4th year in a row visiting Australia. This is the 3rd time in those 4 years that I'm visiting Perth first. I'm arriving in Perth for the 3rd time in 4 years, which is kind of crazy. And this is the first time out of the 4 I'm not entering Melbourne. So that's also something. I want to visit again next year because I want to visit Darwin. That's the last city/state I want to visit. I know it's a city, but I mean it's the last like area of Australia when I actually want to like explore as a tourist. So next year, Darwin is on the agenda, and also hopefully the grand final. AFL does sell packages in like June, July. So 2026 grand final would be a dream, and I think it could happen. But I also want to watch a game at the SCG. So unless the Swans made a prelim in 2026, that would be quite tough, wouldn't it? So it might be 2 trips. I might come in May or June, visit Darwin, go to the SCG, and also visit Melbourne again to watch a Hawks game, and then go to the grand final again. So visit twice next year, possibly. We'll see how it goes. But for this year, it's Adelaide and Perth, mainly Adelaide. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to stop talking. Let's skip to plane clips. Oh damn, that zoom is crazy. It's a lot better than the iPhone 12. B39, there we go. That zoom is so sick. It's going to be useful. But it is a nice airport. It smells nice too. I can't even check my gate or anything because I'm pretty sure there's like 5-6 hours to my flight. I'm also very tired. I can't really rate the flight experience because I was asleep pretty much all of it. I fell asleep before we took off, missed the whole pre-flight thing and everything. I looked at the screen, I saw some cameras. I thought that was pretty cool. You can see cameras below the plane, in front of the plane, but on top of the plane. Last time I saw that was Qatar Airways from Australia, like 3 years ago. I thought that was pretty cool. I saw it once, fell asleep. Woke up maybe a couple times during the flight, just to fall asleep straight away. I woke up at one point saying we're preparing to land, and at another point when the plane landed. I was still asleep for a while after we landed, and I was just like, I woke up and I was just like, why is everyone still here? What's going on? It's taking a while to get off the plane. And yeah, that was it. So I can't rate the flight experience, customer service, anything like that. But I'm sure it was good because I fell asleep the entire flight and everything was fine. So that is good. Also, I had the best possible middle seat. I thought, oh, middle seat, oh no, the guy next to me is gonna have a bit of trouble. But I had the best middle seat because the row in front of me, the row right in front of me, was the exit row. The door, and the guy next to me, he had leg room in front of him, he had space in front of him, so there's 2 seats in front of us, there's 2 seats in front of us, we were 3 seats, but the seat at my right, there was no seat in front of him. In front of him was space and the door area, so if he wanted to go to the toilet, he could just walk in front of him, just get up and walk, he did not have to go through me. So I'm just like, that's elite. Yeah, I am also very knackered. I'm not surprised. This flight was about 4 hours. So I've had about 10 hours sleep the past 2 days. So I'm not surprised I'm knackered. I might find a place, if there's plug points around, I might find a place to sit down and just edit some videos. Not this video, but my second channel. Just in case I had some spare time, because I knew I had a long transit, I transferred some files from my second channel so I can edit some things here. So I think that's what I'll do. Probably I'll find some food as well. I do need the toilet. Yeah, got a few hours to kill. Look at this, man. All of these flights on the board, right? From 12:30 onwards, it's like 12:50 now. 4:15. Got a flight here, 4:15. My flight is 6. All these flights, and my flight is still not on there by a mile. Aha! I've seen you. Whenever I spot McDonald's in a different country, I think to myself, what McFlurries have they got? But that zoom is so cool, by the way. Like, I expected an upgrade from my previous iPhone 12 to my iPhone 16 Pro. Like, obviously there's going to be an upgrade there, but that zoom is so fun. It goes so far. My previous phone was nowhere near that. It was so cool. Like a kid who's discovered a new gadget. But that is so sick. It's actually mad. Alright, let's see here.
Four pieces. This.
Fried chicken. It's like in Peru.
Drink.
Fries.
McFlurry
Fries.
candy.
Hot fries.
Blackberry. Interesting.
Select another one.
But that's different.
Okay, another Orion.
Because I'll try that then. I don't know what that means.
Hot meal.
Order 2987. Love it, swirl it, spoon it, mix it. I've never looked at a McFlurry before. That's a bit boring. I don't know, it just looks dull. That was good. Nothing that special. If I wanted something unique, I probably should have gone for Blackberry, but I thought to myself, I'm not gonna like that, so that's why I didn't get it. But this one is more like Smarties or M&Ms. That's what it tasted like. It was good. Just nothing unique. Good ice cream though. Well, seems like a good idea. My flight is delayed 25 minutes. So there'll be about an hour between me getting off the second plane and the third plane. It's going to be tight. It's going to be Brazil over again. There was a flight in Brazil. I was flying from Peru to Brazil. I took 3 flights as well that journey. And it was the second plane that was like a little too late. I had to go through customs and the queue was so long. I had to run to my gate and I just about caught the final flight to Rio de Janeiro. It might be that again. I might have to run through the airport with a belt in my hand because I don't have enough time to put it back on after security. Oh boy. It should be alright, hopefully. Malaysia airport was actually pretty good last time I went. Just one long concourse, as far as I know. Oh boy. Me and flight issues, eh? Hopefully it's not as bad as the situation I had in America a couple of years ago. Never to be repeated again, hopefully. So they also changed my gate. So I had to go from B to D, and I realized how big this airport is. I've gone upstairs, I've walked many minutes, and I've still not got to D. You know, we'll get there. It's just I underestimated how long it takes to get to my gate. They did change it. Like, I was at B5, and it was like B9 or something, and they changed it to B17. I'm just like, what on earth? I'm sitting editing a video. I thought to myself, I'll keep editing this video until like 5. Flight time 6, delayed to 6:25. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll still be fine, but I'm just like, maybe I should have, when I saw the announcement, I should have just taken my laptop closer to the gates. That would have been wise. I've got to change floors once again for D17, for flip's sake. How big is this damn airport? This is just like one hallway, like one section of it. I really want to go to the Denver one, you know. I'm planning on going to Denver soon because I want to visit some national parks. in Colorado, and Denver's a good base for that. But I heard Denver Airport's massive. It's like the second biggest airport in the world, and it's like bigger than the city of San Francisco. I'm just like, when I heard that, I thought to myself, I gotta go there. Definitely don't want to transit there though. My days, can you imagine? Oh, Burger King. That's significant because when we get to a planned destination, it'll be Hungry Jack's. Bro, I feel like I was probably in that building down there. That's what it feels like right now. I've walked so far. Still so much further. At least I finally found the right letters now. I can see D9 right there. Of course, mine's right at the end of the building. Of course. It probably sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I genuinely am not. This is mad. This is the third corridor like this I've walked down. They're all this long. Okay, well, there it is. E17. I see in the distance. That was 20 minutes of walking fast. 20 minutes of walking, but walking fast. I wonder how long it takes to walk around Denver. I'm not sure I want to know, but I still want to go there. You've got some drinking water here, and you've got some magic water there. I don't know what the magic one does. Pure and natural food. Maybe something to have before my flight starts boarding. 10-hour flight on that. Looks more than the last one. That's 4 hours.
Onde eu busco, onde eu vivo minha conexão.
Kuala Lumpur Airport, Malaysia. Just as nice I remember it last year. I came for here to visit Australia, of course. About an hour to the flight, need to hurry up a little bit, but I should be fine. Because remember this airport last time, it wasn't too bad. Shouldn't be too hard to navigate through, and there is security, I believe, but at the gate. Apart from that, like I think it's checked through to Perth. My third flight is not actually Turkish Airlines, it's Air Batik Malaysia, so it's like, it's not Air Malaysia, but it's a different airline from Malaysia. They have a partnership with Turkish Airlines, so the baggage is still checked through to Perth. I just got to find this flight. So, yeah, let me find. There's a flight to London Heathrow right now. I can go home, go straight home, like a crazy man. Right, where's the nearest port? There it is. Should tell me what the gate is. There's a flight to Melbourne delayed. Yeah, typical. Male. What about female? It's a bit sexist. Where are you? There you go. Delayed. It's delayed an hour. It's delayed like 50 minutes. Right. I just googled the flight. There's no real information for it, which is a bit weird, but it does say the original flight time. I looked them up. It's got like two names. It's got Batik Malaysia on it, but it has like Melindo, Air Melindo Batik Malaysia. I don't think that's the full name, but that's like two different names for it. So I just said the whole thing in one day. Well, at least because of the delay, I can take my time a little bit. I'm going to get to H. I'm in C right now, so it shouldn't be too far. Yeah, my experience was good. I was asleep the first 5 hours. I got woken up once for food. I said no. I saw people having pasta. There's some regions I should have had it because I was quite hungry before I took off. Before we took off, it's just that I wanted to get my sleep as much as possible. So that's why I said no to food. But I was asleep the first 5 hours pretty much, and then after that I was awake maybe another 1-2 hours at a time. The last 2.5 hours I was awake the whole time. It was cool looking at the cameras this time, especially at landing. Like you could see, like also I was in the aisle obviously. There were two people next to me. They both moved for whatever reason. I'm guessing there was other seats available near their friends or whatever, and someone else came to sit next to me, and there was a seat in the middle, free, completely open, so I had more leg room, which is good. I also used that second screen to my advantage. I had two cameras up, the camera front of the plane, which is right under the plane, but it looks forward, and the camera below the plane, looking at the ground. And it was cool to look at both of those while landing the plane. That was really cool to look at, especially when the wheels started coming out, when they started deploying the wheels. What's the word for that, efficient? What's the word for when you release the wheels so you can land? Landing gear. Release the landing gear? I don't even know what the term is. I'm not an aviation expert, but the point is, it was cool seeing that wheel slowly come out, because you could already hear the sound without the screen. You can hear it, but now you actually see what you hear. It was fun until the end. The frustrating part was I looked at the tail camera, so that looks at the plane from above, and I saw the arm at the airport that extends so you can walk through into the terminal. Yeah, I saw it slowly extending. I'm just like, I know these things are slow, but I didn't know they were that slow. But to be fair, at least you're not sitting there not knowing what's going on outside. You can see outside. Oh, that's why we can't get off yet, because this arm is taking ages. It took so long to get to the plane. Gets within a few inches, and obviously you gotta stretch out the grey bit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. But if you've been on flights, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, anyway, I need the toilet. Maybe I'll get some food, because I got time for that. And then I head to my gate, and then we've got a window seat next flight. Don't know if I want to sleep, to be honest, because when I get to Perth, I'll be arriving in the evening, even with this delay in the evening. So I can be up for a couple hours, edit, and then go to bed. So maybe I won't go to bed if I sleep on this flight, but it is 5 hours to Perth, so that is a long time. The last time I flew from here to Perth last year, there was no screens on the plane. That was a different airline. Hopefully this airline does have screens. That would be nice, but it's not Turkish Airlines. That is one of the issues. But yeah, it's fine. I guess we'll skip to the last flight, and then, well, we're almost at Perth, so I'm very excited. Just spotted that right in front of me. Batik. Some of their planes have Batik written on it, other planes have Malindo, but it's that airline. Never heard of it. Hopefully they're good. Hopefully. Airport's nice and quiet. That smells nice. What a beautiful country, and it's just the airport. Just realized I went the wrong way. I should have gone the other side, because H is that way. I need to go to H. I just accidentally found my nemesis. These guys, there's like 10 of them in every UK airport. I go to Australia, they're still there. I go to America, they're still there. I saw it in Egypt. Malaysia too. Because I fly a lot and I always see them, and they annoy me because of that. But seriously, like every London airport, just UK airport, there's so many of them. When I went to Melbourne airport, there was like 4 of them in the same terminal. I'm just like, when does it end? W.H. Smith, how dare? And I know they sell things that are convenient for flights, so that's why there's so many of them nowadays. But in airports, even in train stations, I saw one in Southern Cross. It's too much. They're my arch nemesis, my enemy. But as I was saying about Asia, right, and Malaysia, I do want to do like a tour of Asia at some point, not in one go, but I want to like visit Asia multiple times. I've got a list of 10 countries to visit, and it's a mix of South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Far East Asia, and a total of 10 countries. This is one of them. And specifically this place here, Kuala Lumpur. So I do want to do it. But for now, I want to keep traveling where I want to travel throughout Australia and the US and Africa this year and next year. And then I want to save up, go to Antarctica. I want to get that done. I want to get it ticked off. I want to have all 7 continents under my belt. Then when that's done, Asia tour. Yeah, and then I can fully say to myself that I've traveled. I have just seen something even worse. Oh my days. There's 2. There's 2 in the same airport. One was literally just over there. I can't believe it, man. I am done. W.H. Smith, they're taking over the world, and no one cares. Actually, you know what? I'll say which 10 countries, because it could be quite a few years before I actually do the Asia tour, so why not? Some of you forget anyway. And plus, you can tell me if it's a good list or not. So you got Malaysia here, you got Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand. That's 4. what are the other 6? So for wonders of the world, there's China and there's India. So I want to visit Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China, basically just for those countries. But those are 2 of the countries, so that's, how many is that? That's 6. What have I missed? Philippines, Indonesia, that's 8. Japan, South Korea, there you go. That's all 10 of them. I remembered. I've got it listed down, but I remembered. I want to spend the most time in Japan probably. I might visit there a couple of times. Out of all the countries I mentioned, but yeah, some of the countries I mentioned probably like 2 or 3 days max. So I could do like multiple in the same holiday sometimes, but when it comes to like Japan, South Korea, at least a week, you know. And Japan will be like probably a couple of visits. So that's what I want to do. And stuff like China and India, that's like go there, see the wonder of the world, and then go. So yeah, plenty of time obviously to plan that out, but I'll do that eventually. But my heart says Antarctica first. So that's what I'll do. But it's so expensive, man. It'll take like a year. Like I think I'm planning to travel this year and next year. 2027, just save up the entire year. The entire year saving up. 2028 Antarctica, and then Asia tour. I'm turning 30 this year. I'm getting old. Got a lot of things to sort out in my life. Not just traveling countries. Speaking of that, right? My mom told me like yesterday, like, when you're gonna get married? I'm just like, I ain't found anyone yet. How am I gonna get married if I haven't found anyone? She's just like, you're traveling all these places, you should find someone. I'm just like, I'm not traveling to find women. So it is pretty cool. I know it's just art basically, but that's pretty cool. So I'm pretty sure I've got to take a shuttle bus to get to my gate. I guess a delay is a good thing then, because if I got to get a bus to get to my actual gate, then it would have been a rush if I was on time. I thought I had to go through passport control. Still might have to, but it's weird to transfers. Brilliant, it's not even working. Let's take the lift then, the see-through lift. I don't know which floor it is. No, I think this is the 4th floor. G is that way. That's A, B, and C. I need H. Ah, not too hard to follow. H. That's where I came from, C. Like I landed at C and then I got a bus here. But it also says C that way. Oh, is it directing you to the bus? That's probably what it's doing. For context, I've been on almost 100 flights in my lifetime. About 17 of those were before 2022. So apart from 17 approximately, almost 100 flights, almost 80 flights have been since 2022, 3 years. And somehow I am still getting confused at how airports work. That's me. For once I am grateful for a delay. Still got an hour left. If I had time, then that's perfect. An hour to the flight, and then that means half an hour to a boarding probably. Not worth it. Not worth it. I was trying to get some work done that, in terms of, when I mean work, I mean second channel editing. I was sat there for like 4 or 5 hours. I kept getting distracted on my phone, and in the end I could not get as much done as I wanted to. So if I can't get a lot done in 4 hours at an airport, then in 30 minutes, no, it's not gonna happen. And once again, my connecting flight gate is at the end again. How's that happen then? Bro, that zoom. Still mad. That is still mad, man. This camera doesn't do this. This camera just stays like this. No zoom in and out. So that's a bit unfortunate. But it is what it is. It would be cool if I could like look like this and then zoom in. Nah, can't do that. I am here. Gate opening time 10:30. That is in 2 minutes. was delayed 90 minutes. I'm past, well, not past, completely past everything yet, but my baggage claim now. So I came out the plane, through duty free, went through some electronic gates to get my passport. I got a little yellow card. This form I still got to fill in, but they gave me like a yellow and white ticket. I'm meant to show you the details on that. I answered questions on the screen as well, and it says tuberculosis and a couple other things. So I was confused. Do I still have to fill this in? Yes, I do apparently. So I've got to find a pen and then give that in to the border official, and then we'll see if they need to check me or not. They haven't checked me since my first visit. My first visit, they checked my entire suitcase, opened it up, checked every piece of clothing, and closed it again. I was there to witness it though, to be fair. Since then, I've not been checked, so hopefully I'm fine. But I feel like going up to an officer and saying I need a pen is going to be a bit annoying. But I don't have a pen. It is what it is. I was trying to stay awake this flight, but there was no screens. You also weren't allowed to film take off and landing. Like, you weren't allowed to have your phone on, not even airplane mode. I'm just like, that's the first time I've seen that. I'm just like, is airplane mode not enough? Apparently not on this airline. 6 hours, I was trying to stay awake. I couldn't. I think the last 3 hours I fell asleep, and I woke up during the announcement about arriving in Australia by immigration, and then we landed. So yeah, I don't think I'm getting to sleep early tonight. I kind of want to, because I've not got an early wake up tonight. But I got early wake up the day after and the day after that, like really early wake up. So I prefer to get a really early wake up tomorrow as well. But I don't know if I'm gonna be tired enough to sleep. That's the only thing. I'm also very hungry, and I've got to edit this vlog. But yeah, it's currently 6:15. I need to find my bloody suitcase. There it is, I think. Yeah, that's it. I can always recognise by the tag I put on. There was one time it fell off there in Belgium, but since then I always have these tags on. Food was alright though. I had an omelette on the previous plane, but didn't film it. That was even better. But yeah, plane food was okay. I only missed one plane meal, so yeah. Anyway, I'm off to find a pen. Apparently, there's no bloody pens anywhere, and border's right there. Oh well, that was smooth. Just came through there for arrivals. As you can tell, I'm probably a bit tired, even though I don't feel like sleeping. I'm so exhausted from flying. Obviously, when you're up in the air for that long, there's a lack of oxygen. Like, it doesn't feel like you can't breathe, but obviously because you have a lack of it, you're going to be out of breath when you get off. Especially after that much of flying. It's about 20 hours of flying, on top of like 7.5 hours of transits, and plus 2 hours of delays, and it's a long time. But it went smoothly. I went to baggage inquiries to get a pen. I went to the first counter. They were just like, we don't have any pens. I'm just like, what do you mean you don't have any pens? You've got forms right in front of you to fill out. You don't have any pens? I went to the next counter and there were pens there. So yeah, while there's people panicking about their lost bags, I'm standing right there filling in my immigration form, filling in the address that I'm staying at, etc., etc. Did that, gave the pen back, went to the border. No issues. I gave the guy my orange card, said, how you doing? I said, I'm good, how you doing? I mean, he said, how you going? And I said, how you doing? Australian and Britain, different dialect, of course. But yeah, he said, you have this card? I gave him the orange card that I filled in. Then he said, have you got this yellow one? Yes, the one I got from the scanning machine. Yep. Gave that in. He's just like, good to go. I'm just like, cool. Also, like, at Heathrow in London, they wanted to check my Australian visa, which I was just like, wait, what? The reason I was just like that, because I got an Australian visa. It's like a 1-year renewal thing. It's like an e-visa, so you apply for it. If it's approved, it's electronically put on your passport automatically. So when they scan it, they'll see you have a visa. So I've never asked for it. My 4 visits to Australia now, I've never been asked for a visa. I got asked for the first time in London. I'm just like, I never get asked here. I get asked back in England for some reason. But yeah, everything was smooth. You just took the card, you said you're good to go. So everything's all good. So the only time I've had trouble is in 2022, my first time ever, when they checked my entire suitcase on that day. And I was wearing the same Hawks cap as well. And it's funny, we talked about Frio like half the time as well, funnily enough. But yeah, I guess maybe that time they knew it was my first time, and I was a solo traveller, so maybe they like, yeah, we got to check this guy. Since then, no bloody issues. Maybe they know that I've been there a few times. I don't know. I assume they track you somehow, especially tourists. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I was gonna get some food here, but I might go get food in Perth. I'll get to my hotel. I think the sun's already setting. I love Uber in Australia, man. It just feels so cheap. Like I look at it and it says $40. I think it said 36 actually after I confirmed it, right? And then it's my debit card. So when I pay my debit card, my bank sent a notification saying how much I paid, and it said $16.92. I'm just like, £16.92. Now that is a bargain right there. Because I look at the price as 36. Now it's 16. Obviously different currencies. I know Aussie's almost double the GBP currency, but still, the exchange rate is just really good for us. But still, it feels so cheap. That's why I like Uber in Australia. You know, it just feels cheaper than it is, even though it probably is expensive in hindsight. I bet though, I reckon the same distance in London costs more. If I order Uber in London, same distance, I think it costs more. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong. Okay, here's the door. I actually had to lie down for about an hour, so I'm actually a little bit extra tired now. I didn't even sleep. I was just on my phone for an hour on my bed. But yeah, this is nice. You know, it's all good. Nice and clean, as you can tell. I'm quite tired, even to speak. This is my room. Really cool. The street is right there. It's a really nice street. It's got good nightlife as well. It's a Saturday night. People are enjoying themselves outside. And got a nice fridge here. I don't know if there's a mini bar. Let me check. No, there is milk though. There is milk. But yeah, got a nice little kitchen here. It is a hotel, but it looks more like an apartment room. So that's pretty good. So yeah, there you go. They have provided water, which is good. I definitely wanted water here. How many milliliters? I like to track how much I drink. I want to drink at least 2 liters a day. 600, yeah, so that's just over half of what I need per day. That's good. They said no housekeeping. I think that's because I'm doing a short stay. That's probably why. I'm pretty sure the hotel does daily housekeeping, just not for short stays, I guess. Also no housekeeping for Adelaide Hotel. I got a good Adelaide hotel for really cheap. It's probably the cheapest hotel I got in all my 4 visits actually, in terms of like per night. If I divide it by the nights I'm staying, I think it's the cheapest hotel I've had. Aside from, there was one I had for one night in Melbourne, I think in 2023, before I flew back. I think that was cheaper. Apart from that, the one I got in Adelaide was surprisingly cheap, but it's not got any daily housekeeping. There is food, but you got to pay for it. I've only seen 1 review as well. That's the other thing. Like, there's 1 review, so I don't know how good it will be. Hopefully it's good though, because I'm going to stay there most of the holiday. This place is nice though. Only here for a night though, so it is what it is. But anyway, tomorrow, it's not. I haven't got a super duper early start, but I want to be somewhere 11 a.m. It's like 7:30. It's like 8 p.m. now, I think, almost actually. I want to wake up early tomorrow though, because I got to wake up very early the day after and the day after that. So I kind of want to get used to an early wake up just for a couple of days. But I want to be somewhere at 11. So there's a couple of things I wanted to do when I first visited Perth in 2022. I just didn't have time to do it, basically. One was like a dolphin cruise in Mandurah. Mandurah is a nice place. I've seen pictures of it. It looks nice, but there's no point going there for just dolphin cruise now, thinking about it, because I can do that in many parts of Australia just to see dolphins. So that's not a need anymore. Another thing I wanted to do though, 3 years ago and last year I couldn't do, now I can do. It won't take longer than an hour. Probably in there, probably like maybe an hour at the most. It's like a museum basically. So I'm gonna go there tomorrow morning. I got a booking for 11 a.m. and then I'll get a train to Optus Stadium, which there's a train station next to that museum. And then we'll watch the game. Fremantle Western Bulldogs, my first game up to stadium. I've been there 3 times before. One time 3 years ago I was outside the stadium, couldn't go in, I was too late for the tour. Last year I did the tour, this year going to a game. So there we go. And after this, there's only one more stadium I want to take off really, is the SCG. I know there's other stadiums I haven't seen a game at yet, like for example, is it still called Mars Stadium in Ballarat? That stadium, GMHBA, even Gold Coast Stadium, I think would be a good ground to see a game at. But they're not necessities. They're not games where I think, oh, I have to go there. They're just like, oh, if I got time, if I find an opportunity, I'll go. But I don't feel I have to go to those stadiums. Same with like Manuka. Like, I'd like to go to Manuka, but I wouldn't say I have to. But the SCG, I would say I have to. Just in my mind, I think I got to see a game there. I don't have that same feeling about GMHBA or Ballarat or Manuka or any other stadium I've not been to. Like I've done the MCG, I've done Marvel, I've done Giant Stadium, I've done the Gabba, which is a big one. I saw a finals game at the Gabba. I'm going to do Elliott Oval in next week. I'm doing Optus Stadium tomorrow. I only need the SCG. I feel, and also I've done Launceston for Hawthorn as well. I've done that, so I feel like apart from the Tasmania Stadium that will be built for 2028, apart from that, I feel like after the SCG, I feel like a completionist after that. So that's why I want to go to Sydney next year. So yeah, one more visit to Sydney. I actually missed an SCG game by a day last year. I went on a 3-week trip. I didn't know anything about opening round. They had not announced it yet. I could have seen a Sydney game last year, but I couldn't quite tick it off. So next year it might be 2 trips to Australia, Sydney and Darwin, and then grand final. That's the plan for 2026. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the vlog. Probably longer than I wanted it to be, but I had a lot to say. And yes, I'll talk about this a bit more tomorrow, but I feel like it's been too long since I've been traveling, because I used to travel quite a lot, as you could probably remember. Since 2022, I've been on so many holidays. There was a time where I didn't go more than like a month or two without going somewhere, even somewhere in Europe. But literally, like this is my first time since November, and November was the first time since like I think August or whatever. So it's kind of crazy. Anyway, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.